Let's give it a check. Yeah, that's fine. I
Okay,
can see you. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Fine. Cool.
So the meeting is live, wait, just so that you know. And we
Okay.
are recording it so that I can send it to Jordan. Jordan is working, so meetings during the day does not work for that guy. But it's cool. I was
Okay.
just sending the link so that he can know what we were discussing. But how are you? Let's start there. How are you?
Hi, Bram. Perfect. Good. 100%.
COVID?
Can't
Did
complain.
you not? Didn't you say you had COVID?
Yeah, I had, but I'm better now. It's now
Now.
13, 14 days now.
Okay. And what was your experience like?
Thanks, bro. Lost of faith and stuff. I still suffer from it,
Yeah.
but I'm better. I didn't have like your loss of breath and the
Mm.
shortness of breath and all that stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
because I train and
Yeah, you
stuff like
healthy.
that. You understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with the loss of taste, loss of smell, can't smell
Mm.
anything. It's not nice. No,
Okay.
it's not. Who would want to not want to taste something or smell things? It
Yeah,
doesn't.
man. And your kids, how are they affected?
They went to fix it. It was just me and my wife, so they all right.
Okay. And
They
how
never
is your
got
wife?
sick
She
with
was
it.
fine as well?
She's also better. I also got it
Mm.
from her. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, Power Man. I think let's jump straight into it. I'm excited for this meeting, Mr. Jose. Um, so we are here to discuss the event, right? It's no longer a tournament, it's an
Okay.
event.
Yes.
So I'm here. We want to discuss the event. We want to discuss how we're actually going to make this thing real. I've
Mm-hmm.
come up with a couple of solutions for as to how to monetize it.
Okay.
So when I'm speaking to you now, I'm speaking on behalf of Pro Arena Sports, right? So
Okay.
the value that we add will be the monetization, and there's a couple of other strategies there.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually want to find out from you first, what is the tournament like in your mind? How does it look? You spoke about the view. I went to go and do some research. I think it's a great looking venue.
Mm-hmm.
I think let's start there. How does this tournament look in your head, man?
No, it looks it the picture that's painted in my head is good.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
understand? It's just the thing now that with the planning and stuff, where we putting things together and stuff. When you plan in your head, you don't plan everything as on planning on the paper or whatever on your page or the drawing board or what so forth. You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
in your head, you have the idea, but
Mhm.
on paper, you have step by step what to do, what to if
Yeah.
something goes wrong, where to fix it, how to fix it. So at this point in time, in my head, it looks good.
Mhm.
Okay. Obviously, now with you, with the guy that's planning everything,
Mhm.
you have your whole ducks in a row. So, like
Mhm.
with us coming together, I'm sure it's gonna be powerful, bruh.
Yeah, man.
If you do
But
the
okay,
right
cool.
thing.
Give me more detail. Like, so let's say on the day of the event, is it at the view? Do you see it happening at the view?
Yeah, it can happen at the view.
Okay, cool.
We're looking at one court, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Because it's
yes.
only 4 teams, so we're not gonna even take both courts. So we look
Oh,
at one court, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, 40 minutes, 20 minutes a game, 20 minutes
Okay,
half, 20, 20, right?
okay.
Which means it's 40 minutes a game, which means then you play 80 minutes for a day. If that's what we're looking at. If we're looking at each team playing 2 games
Yeah.
um, of 20 minutes. So for instance, so it's like a semi-final already, where you have
Mhm.
two teams, winner of Group A play against the winners of the losers play each other. So then it will be like a final and then
Mhm.
like a third and fourth place with the other two, with the losers. You'll have like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, right? So
Okay.
I don't know. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you want to run it? Do you want to play it at the 20 minutes per game,
Yeah.
or do you want to play it like a normal tournament where it's 7 minutes, 8 minutes? Because the
So, yeah. No, 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 go, go.
so I say the thing is worth thank you, with the 8 minutes and 10 minutes game, because of it being too short. I don't think we're gonna have like a really nice impact from the players and stuff. We want it to run long so people can be there for a while, you know. We don't want them just to come and see a 10-minute show where it's now 5-0. Whereas if it's two halves, you can lead 3-0 first half, and then second half you can concede another 3 goals because it's indoor, you know. The goal range of indoor is a lot, depending on the physicality of the game or the players that's playing and so forth. So in my idea, what I thought, we have our 4 teams. We play 40 minutes a game, 20 minutes, half, 5 minutes, and then play another 20 minutes. But we're looking at least 45 minutes, which is then like a 1/2 of normal football.
So, okay, I like that idea. So how are we then going to arrange it? Because I do think there should be a final. That's what you said, right? We're going to play semi-final. So there's basically going to be 3 games. That's what we've showcased.
No, we're going to be 4 games. 4 games. Yes.
Okay.
So it's the semi-final.
Yeah.
2 semi-finals, right? And then the winners of the semi-finals play in the final. And then losers final, 3rd and 4th place. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. So then we'll just have to like do a random draw, maybe on the day of the event. Yeah, who plays who.
Yeah.
Okay, Pau, I love that. I think let's do that setup. Let's test it. There are some elements that I wanted to add, you know, like just to make sure that that we can like guarantee a certain level of intensity. So I don't know if you've seen like basketball, right? They have these shot clocks that's involved. So they have to make a shot within 30 seconds. So I don't know how does that sound to you? Is that something that we can maybe look at? Or is it something that you think, okay, cool, maybe not for this tournament, maybe you want to look at it at another tournament in the future? Or what are your thoughts?
That sounds good, bruh. It sounds good. The thing is, if we're gonna do that, right, the players that we have before the actual event, I think we should bring them together. Like what I was thinking, if we say we want at least how many players for each team?
So in total, it's 28, so that's 7 players per team.
Okay. So if you're looking at 7 players a team, right? 28 players, 4 teams. Okay. 5 aside, 4 in, 1 goalie. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Which means you have 2 substitutes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What I thought regarding like the players and so forth, I was thinking, okay, if myself and you can get 40 players, right?
Okay.
We get 40 players, then we have like a trial.
Like a trial.
Like a trial. Or
okay.
For instance, we have 40 players, right? Me and you go out to all the indoors on a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, whenever we available, we go out. We go head hunt individual players. That's obviously players that we can see, okay, will fit the tournament or the criteria base where we say, okay, no, this one is what we need. Maybe we go out for the first week, we go out and look for 20 defenders, right?
Okay.
We get that 20 defenders, we put them in your column. Like you said, the whole idea of this is for people to buy into it and then select their players in that catalog. You understand? Because they're not going to come with their own players, right? Our players is going to be there already, and then you just come and select your team, for instance. 2 defenders, 2 strikers, depending on how much money or whatever maybe if it's a coupon day, like for the event, maybe if we come and say, okay, let's have 4 managers, we give each manager 100,000 coupons, for instance. One player is maybe 20,000 coupons, the other player is 10,000 coupons, just depending on the ability. You understand? So if we come up, we do that and say, okay, yes, your coupons, team managers, right? We have like I say, like the trial event where we come and say, okay, select your players on the day. Maybe we bring everybody in one arena on a day. Maybe make like 10 teams, 10 teams of 5, 5, 5. You understand? And then each manager can sit down and select the players that they seen on the day. You understand, that will go into their team. So it's a lot of work, but I don't know. What's your take on that?
I think it's a great idea, man. I like the fact that it's we're choosing many players, and then we're getting coaches involved, and the coaches also then choose who they want to work with on the day. So they're actually building their own team. I think that's a great idea. But I'm just thinking, right? I think just to make it simple, remember, like this first event doesn't have to be all the bells and whistles. We can actually continue to build on this concept
Yes,
and
definitely.
like continue to build it. So we have our first launch of the event happening on this day. And then we have another event happening maybe in a couple of months and another event in a couple of months. And we can just continue to add.
Definitely.
So I'm thinking for the first event, right? I love your idea of actually going out there and scouting the players, looking at X amount of defenders, looking at the midfielders, looking at the goalkeepers. I think that's beautiful. I think maybe that's how we can develop a short list,
Yes.
right? And then just keep our short list to 28 players.
Yes.
Why I'm saying this is so that we can build a foundation, right? And this is actually, I'm going to explain to you how we're going to monetize this thing. And if we can choose our 28 players and we work with that 28 players from day of scout until the actual event itself, we can then build a lot of hype. We can then make sure that there's a lot of eyes on the event.
On the thing.
And if there's a lot of eyes on the event, that's how we actually make money from the event.
Definitely.
So obviously there's other things that we will also need to discuss in terms of like profit share and that sort of thing. But if I can just have a rough idea from you, what are you looking to make from this event? Just
me
Yes,
personally.
you, Mr. Joseph. Yeah.
I'm relaxed. The event for me, whatever I get. You understand? Because it's the first event. It's not where we say, okay, it's the first event. I want 100,000, and after that, it's done.
Okay, power.
You understand?
So I think
we
maybe
building.
we can. Yeah.
We building something either to be there forever or at least to be there annually. You understand?
Dude,
So
I
at least
am
once
forever.
a year.
Let's build forever. Forever.
Okay.
Like
If
perfect.
you say forever, month to month, something that's gonna run month to month, you know, that's a different scenario. Because obviously with month to month, there's a lot of things that's gonna have to come in, sponsorships, what, in order to sustain us to run that program forever, how long we want it. If it's annually, okay, once a year, maybe twice a year, you come and say, okay, hey, Pro Arena Sports is having that campaign again where they take 28 players, pay each player 3,000 to showcase talent. You know, there's a prize money of 20,000 for the winning team. You understand? Obviously, any player is gonna want to come and play for 3,000 rand for a day.
Yeah.
Understand? And not giving a cent, not a 1 rand, not a 2 rand, it's just investing his time to do that, which is a good idea. Yes, we'll make a lot of money. Yes, and even then, our expenditure, or let's say the money that we give to our players and so forth, it will cost us a minimal, like a minimal amount. Like for instance, if you're gonna pay them month to month 3,000, whereas then only in a year, only maybe twice in 1 year, you give like a 6,000 to a player. As then for the whole 12 months, you're giving a player over maybe let's say 100,000 per annum. For instance, it's just like hypothetical speaking. So with us again, do we want to run this thing as a day month to month, day to day? When we say, okay, day to day, we have to sit down, we have to prepare for the upcoming weekend tournament or league or whatever that. Because obviously, you know, with a league, you're gonna be hands on that. Doesn't mean there's only games on a Saturday. There's no work that has to be done from the Monday to Friday, right? Because obviously obviously it's going to come with a lot of things. Maybe like for the arena itself, Monday, Tuesday, there's bookings for us that we have to do. Okay, that's player. Maybe coach says, hey, I have, maybe he saved money and said, hey, can I buy that player? You understand where there's like a window, there's going to be so many rules and so many nice ideas that will come up when it's a month to month. But then again, it's an annual thing where we say, okay, we do it twice a year, maybe we starting of the year and then again at the end of the year. What is it that we are looking at? For the first, if we're looking at, okay, we're trying to make at least 100,000 profit in the first, and in the first one, for the first, like maybe the first tournament of the year, we're looking at 100,000. And then the second one, which is obviously going to be much bigger and more explosive. When we get the TV right, super sport, whatever it is, you understand, you never know what can happen. It may be on the second one where it's even bigger, where we at least looking at the 500,000 rand profit. You understand? So
Okay.
I'm not sure. You need to tell me how we're looking at. Are we looking at month to month? Are we looking at annual?
So I think it's a great perspective that you have, man. Well done, firstly. That you do have a long-term mindset. It's great because what I see from this event, like I did tell you, like there's a long-term strategy that we have been building. And I think with your help, you can actually get to that long-term strategy. We can actually achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. So building up to that long-term strategy, we don't want to exhaust our community that we still need to build, right?
Yes.
So ideally, maybe let's say in the next 3 years, right? Over the next 3 years, if we can have this event on a consistent basis, just 4 times a year.
Okay.
I think that would be absolutely powerful. And then we can move it from Gauteng, we can then go to Cape Town and have the same event there. And move it from Cape Town, we go to Limpopo. From Limpopo, we go to Mpumalanga. I think that's the same place.
Yeah.
But whatever, you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
okay, but you get what I'm saying. So eventually, that's going to be the building blocks that allows us to then have our a 3-month competition that can run continuously for that 3 months. But that's the long-term vision. So I'm glad that we are on the same page in terms of there is a long-term setup. So let's bring it down and we narrow it now to this event that we're launching. I love the idea of scouting. I think let's test it.
Yes.
Let's test it. Let's see
because
what happens.
Even like with me, I don't want to just give players off my head, and be like, oh, players. I don't think that's a good idea for us in order to run it. I think pick different people we don't know, people we know. If you're good enough in order to play in the pro arena event, because remember, it's a pro arena event. It's not an amateur. We don't want people that can't track the ball, people that can't pass the ball. You understand? We want it. Intensity must be high. People must be there, standing, watching. You understand? There must be scouts, even on 11-a-side scouts that come out and say, hey, this boy, let's try and see how's he on the grass. If he's so good in the futsal area or in the fives area, let's try and see on the grass how it is. You understand? So we must hold something for them. Like after that tournament or that day, maybe there's a trial at least for 1 or 2. Maybe there's a signing for 1 or 2. You understand? So that would even give us or make our name even expand higher for the next event. You understand? So players will even start SMSing us, start following us and say, hey, please, can I take part of the Pro Arena sports event? Then we say, okay, you know what? The next one, we have a subscription where you have to subscribe with a video in order to play in it. You understand? You pay maybe a 200 rand or a 300 rand to subscribe. If you make it, you get the tracks, you get socks, you get whatever in order to come into the Pro Arena. We do it professional. There you come say, yes, 4 managers already seen who's who on their list. They'll come, they call out the name. Hey, Kevin, you go that side. Go that side. You understand? Each manager starts pulling out his team. He goes to his team, speaks to his team, gives him all the insights and everything of what's going to happen, how's it going to run, and so forth. And
Okay, power. I love that, man. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see the way forward, right? So when can we make, what's a realistic date? Now that we know how we're going to be choosing our players, that's one of the criteria. One of the criteria that is absolutely important, and this is something that if we don't do it this way, we're going to suffer, right? So this has to do with now the monetization strategy. So you mentioned something about super sport, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to give rights to super sport on this
No.
event. I've approved super sport already. When we started the idea, and they were like telling me, no, they're not looking this way. So it's cool, no problem. So we actually just going to use the same system that Supersport uses, which is called a pay-per-view.
Okay.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So pay-per-view, that allows us to live stream, firstly.
Yes.
That also
Even
allows
live
us. Yes, live stream is, we have to do live streaming because live
Yes,
streaming
that's what we have to do. Yes, definitely.
so the model that we have, and this has to be part of your, maybe you can focus on the talent aspect, right?
Okay.
Look at the different positions because you know the sport, dude. You know what makes a good defender. You know exactly that. So let's use your strength there, right? So you look at the skill aspect, but there's an aspect that has to be attached to that skill, which is the social media presence.
Definitely.
Absolutely important.
Yes.
So every one of the players that are being selected needs to have a good social media presence, and I'll explain why. If you look at our monetization model, right? I see you are writing down there. So just keep these numbers, write these numbers somewhere, Mr. Jose. And I just want to show you the impact that social media can have on the success of our event. So let's take you, for example, right? We are looking for 28 players. Let's say your following right now is about 3,000, right? Somewhere there.
I'm on 4,300, I think.
Okay, cool. So let's just say the average football player has a 3,000 following.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
2,000. You remember also we regarding the players and stuff, not looking for players that are already professional.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're looking for players that semi-pro. If we get pro players, yes, but if not, we're looking at amateurs, semi-pro. Professional, if they professional, okay, by us, we don't have professional futsal and professional indoor. You understand? We only have professional football players.
11 aside. Yeah.
Yes. So what are we targeting? Are we targeting those professional footballers, or are we targeting your ABC players, your normal indoor players, because some plays indoor and others don't even want to play 11 aside, but yet they are good in indoor. You understand?
So I think that's a fantastic question. So let's go switch it over to the long-term vision. The long-term vision is for us to actually create a professional industry.
Yes.
We want a professional five-a-side industry. That's what we want. We want to get to the stage where we are paying players. The model that we have long-term is a 3-month model. Everything has to be short. Everything has to be short because there's so many other things that happens in life. So in order to drive hype, you look at all major events. The World Cup is one month, yet the entire world is watching it. Super Bowl is happening over maybe 3 months, yet the entire world is watching it. So everything, we have to have an event that is short. So even if our event is 1 month, 3 months, 1 to 3 months, I think that's a good ratio. So that's the long-term setup. So we want everyone to be a professional five-a-side football player. That's what we are gearing for. If it's an ABC player, that player is not. No. That player is regarded as professional, but we're not looking for PSL players. We're not looking for even Glad Africa Championship players. These are players that are already contracted over a full season. We're looking for players who will actually consider the five-a-side route. Look, ex-professional, I think it will depend. Let's look at the level of that. Will have to be okay. No, let's simplify this. Okay, cool. So we're not looking for professional football players, but if you do have an ex-professional that is able to maintain the level of intensity that is needed for five-a-side football, why not? Why not? If that person has a following of 10, 20,000 people, why not?
Because even, like with us in South Africa, I can sign a contract now for 2 years.
Yeah.
I do 1 year of my contract, I'm released out of my contract. I'm not a professional anymore. I don't have a contract, but yet I can still play. So
Yes.
regarding players like that,
Yeah.
if they're interested in coming on board and we say, okay, here's a 3 month contract, you're not like to sign anyway.
Yeah.
You stay here, you play in this league. When your 3 months is finished and you get another contract somewhere else, then well, you go. But
Perfect.
for that 3 months that
You
you are
belong to the
in the
league.
pro
Yeah.
arena, you stay there.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir. That is correct. That is correct. Okay, cool. So let's just show you. I want you to see the power of numbers here, man. So we have 28 football players for our tournament, right? Let's say on average, I'm gonna make it 3,000, dude, because I know the
Okay.
futsal space or the indoor space, the followers that I've seen is usually about 3,000. That's the amount that
Yeah.
I've seen. So let's half that. From 3,000, you get
Yeah.
1,500 people that actually are willing to invest in this person that they are following. So let's say
Okay.
you have a following of 3,000, we make 50% the quota that we're working with. So that means 1,500 people are willing to watch you play indoor football. So you
Okay.
take that 1,500, you times that by 28 players, right? That gives you a number of 42,000.
I already remember.
Okay. 42,000. So that means we have 42,000 people looking at our live stream event. Okay. From that 42,000, we will charge them. This is just a random number. We will charge them 10 Rand to be able to access the live event and watch it live. So now you take that 420 or the 42,000 and you times that by 10, which is 420,000.
20,000. Yeah.
That's the potential revenue from just having people watching it. A simple 10 Rand. 10 Rand is very easy to depart with. It's a no-brainer. So the setup that we are looking at will actually allow us to generate this sort of revenue. But obviously, there's going to be costs, cameras, and the actual
All
live
that
stream.
stuff.
That's cost that we'll have to deduct. Plus, the players' salaries will have to be deducted. Plus, the prize money will have to be deducted. And then we'll end up with a figure. Plus, the venue will also then have to be deducted. Plus, fuel costs for us to be running around will have to be deducted. Plus, I don't know, whatever goes into an event like this, all of those expenses will have to be deducted.
The food. Are we are most catering for the players. We're doing everything.
We are catering for the players that day. So that will also then come from that budget that we've now just, yes. Okay, so the reason why I want you to see that for yourself, right, is that, look, to get that money, I don't think it's that difficult. We then just have to find the players with the necessary following, right? And then we have to drive a campaign so that these 42,000 eyes that we have can actually make a purchase. A purchase of 10 Rand, 20 Rand, it doesn't matter. That's what we need to do. So, do you have a question?
Yes. Regarding the purchase.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 Rand. How are we gonna, how do we debit that?
So,
for instance,
system, go.
Like hypothetical speaking, for instance, like a boy that is maybe 15 years old.
Yeah.
He's going on, he sees the link, he clicks on the link, and then the link shows him 10 Rand. How do we get that 15-year-old to give us that 10 Rand? Without
So the system that we're going to look at, right, is called, so with every pay-per-view system, right? This is the same for boxing, for wrestling, for these high-class events. We use an online system. So there's an online mechanism that allows you just to punch in your credit card with the date it expires and with the CV card or the CV code, and that will then be deducted automatically from that person's account. So the people who are buying tickets, right, they will need to have a credit card. If they don't have the credit card, maybe they have a friend who has a credit card, or even not a debit, a credit card. Maybe they have parents who have a credit card. So it's a once-off purchase that they are making. It's like online shopping, yeah?
But then again, then we only going to target people that has credit cards. I'm thinking of the ones that doesn't have. credit cards, the one that has physical 10 rand on him,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
at least maybe airtime of 10 rand.
Hard, dude. Sure. I think that's a great. That's great. I did not think about that at all. But then how do we? Yeah. I think that's a very good solution. I think it's a very
Yeah,
good solution for people to
because
be able to play with the
we
airtime.
want everyone, we want him from 10 years old to be
Yeah.
watching, because you understand, 10-year
Yeah.
olds, they can give you 20,000 people that watch it.
Wow.
If you're saying
Hard.
maybe 10 to
Okay.
16 or 10 to 18 years old, they don't have any credit cards, right? So, and they'll be our most watched audience, if we put it that way, from 10 to 18. They'll sit out and say, hey, you want to watch this thing of Joker? You understand?
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
obviously we targeting the youth to see like what Pro Arena is all about.
Yeah.
Yes, the rest, the adults and stuff that can compensate in order to watch it. Yes, they have like the iPhones and everything is already connected to the iPhone. So they click the credit card, MasterCard, all the debit cards is already on their phone. So for them, it won't be a hassle.
Yeah.
Thing is, for those that doesn't have that, how do
Mm.
we get that 10 rand from them?
Okay. I will figure that out. I will figure that out and I will have to give you feedback on that because I don't know. I did not, like I told you, I didn't
Okay,
even think about that. And I think
that's
that's
why.
wow, that's a that's a brain explosion. Well done. Shucks. Okay, cool. So I'll do my research on that. I have done my research already on the video streaming. I have an understanding of how that works. We can actually do video streaming. We don't even need cameras, dude. We don't even need these
Yeah,
massive camera. We can use our simple phone. That's the
yeah.
strategy that I'm looking to use a phone that allows us to live stream. But I think, okay, cool. So right now, what do we have? We have the method of how we're going to be choosing players. I think that's
Yeah.
perfect because we can also do like a campaign around that, a social media
Campaign.
campaign that builds
Yes,
hype.
yes.
That's cool. Once players are selected, right, we have to have a players campaign as well. And some of the
Yes.
ideas I have there is skills. You are a skillful player. Let's say you do a tap and you then drop the ball and then you challenge the next person. So the idea is to drive traffic just using different simple skills, driving traffic through to the Pro Arena Sport page. Because on
Yeah.
that Pro Arena Sport page on Instagram, there'll be a link that people can just go and simply click, and that will take you to the portal where the live stream will be happening.
Happen.
And then
Yeah.
like also like different updates, maybe of all the
Yeah.
players that are involved. Maybe we can do a campaign, a final selection campaign. These are the 28 players. We can even freaking do avatars, dude. Who did your avatar? The Joga Bonita avatar.
Was another boy, his name was Tumi.
So
Tumi.
we can get Tumi involved as well. And then also
Yeah.
like pay Tumi for that service that is
Yeah.
providing there. So there's so many things that we can do. I think I would actually like to do that, have all the 28 players in animation mode
Yes.
or in
Even if
that
like
setup.
with a
Yeah.
selection of them, like for instance, if we come, for instance, let's say, who do we know? Maybe we say Keenan. Keenan, we go watch indoor, we see Keenan, the
Yeah.
barber, he's playing. We say, okay, right. First name, Keenan, selected.
Yeah.
Come back then onto our page and make a big hype about Keenan, put pictures
Yeah.
there. Welcome to the Pro Arena Sports. What
Yeah.
number one selected, Make a
Yeah.
whole nice, maybe like a small script of who he is, where's he from, who he played for, you
Okay.
understand? Just
Yeah.
to catch the eye and just to at least have some data
Mm.
backing of the player on the system. You
I
understand?
like
So
that.
people that's following us or people that wants to follow us, they go on the page and say, hey, here's Keenan. Read about
Yeah.
Keenan. Yo, this is Squire. Hey, follow
Yeah.
Keenan now. Keenan, you understand? What's
Yeah.
happening? When is the date? How's it going to work? Please. And Keenan takes the links that we give to him for him to share with these people. Say, okay,
Yeah.
vote here and watch here for me. You understand? Then we even make
Wow.
like a voting base where we say we have our 28 players, yes, but still vote for them to see if they qualify or you understand, just to more
Yeah,
people.
add hype.
So,
We'll have like a
yes,
prize giving. Hey, the person who gets the most amount of votes for something, that person gets a prize.
Yes.
So so I'm glad, so clearly we're on the same page here, bro. So let's talk action steps, right? I'm gonna go and find out how we can actually make airtime a currency, right? I'm gonna find that out because I know that we can do it. What I will need from you is design the tournament. Tell me those things that you said about the two halves. Let's get that on paper so that we know that that's confirmed. Once that is confirmed, we put it away. We don't have to worry about it
What
again.
about it
What's
again?
the
Yeah.
next task? So then we just continue to tick off tasks, tick, 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 tick. And then we know, okay, cool, let's run with this thing. Something that I want to ask you, right? When it comes to the marketing of social media, we really only need about a 3-week window.
Okay.
So ideally, we would want to have all our 28 players chosen before we begin to launch our 3-week marketing hype. And once we have all of the players' information, we can then create the those animation things that we spoke about with Tumi. That should also then be in order. Then we can begin to drive traffic through to our page, because I don't want a case where we've posted and now we're waiting 3 weeks for the next post.
Yes.
It should be like
Every day.
Every day for that 3-week period. Every day there's a post
happening.
Busy.
Yeah, it needs to be busy.
So that's why the social media presence, especially from your end, Mr. Joker, that has 4,000 followers. Dude, we need 50% of your followers to buy into this idea, which means you are also going to then have to talk. And this is something that I just want to mention by the way. Your personal brand, dude, you have gold. You have gold. So I think you need to leverage off of that gold. And as soon as you begin to leverage off of it, right? So when I say leverage, like use it, like take your value as Joker, as Jose Garcia, and begin to add. Just go everywhere and start adding, dude. That's going to increase your following as well, right? And then that's also then going to give you as Joker access to different spaces. Because I don't know, like, what's some of the other things that you want to do. Maybe you have to think about it. But I want to, because there's something that you keep on mentioning to me that I actually want to try and remove. And that thing is you are waiting for an opportunity to come. I think because of the power that you have already, you should be making things happen rather than waiting for things to happen for you. And I think if you can have that shift in mentality, dude, you're going to do everything and anything that you as Jose Garcia want to do. And that's going to open up more doors as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Okay, power. I think action steps from now, you're going to need to give me that drawing, or not drawing, but just like detail the tournament for me, the different setups and stuff like that. That's something that you're going to do. I'm going to go and do a homework on the airtime thing to see how we can make that system work. And then I'm also going to need information on the venue. You said you have an understanding with the owner. What is your understanding? Is there costs to that understanding? What is the cost now that there is an understanding? Yeah.
Okay, at the moment, the cost for them, they charge like, if we're gonna rent out the court, we're looking at least 5 hours or 6 hours.
Okay.
How much hours are we looking at?
So I don't think we need the court for that long. I'm thinking, how long is the event, the actual event, from start, first match to the last match? How many hours is that?
So if you're looking at it, it's, let's say, an hour match. Let's do an hour match.
Okay.
4 matches is 4 hours.
4 hours. So then, okay, cool. So we can rent the court for 4 hours. But I'm also going to want to rent, because I saw they have a very nice facility. So we're going to need a kitchen. We're going to need to ask them, like, okay, cool.
They have a kitchen. They have a kitchen and everything. They have actually a restaurant there. The thing of us bringing our own food in there, maybe they're going to want to charge us maybe a percentage for coming to maybe have our own caterings and whatever there. So what I know is they don't really give the restaurant or the bar to the people that comes and hire the courts out. Because obviously they're also looking for an income for the venue.
Yeah.
for instance, like with the restaurants and so forth. But our idea is then if we're gonna cater for them, for the players, we're looking at the players. If we're catering for the players, we can go to the restaurant and say, hey, look, we have 28 players. Can you cater for these players? Right.
Yeah.
So then,
and charge us a fee for that.
yes, then we don't have to ask other people so for catering and so forth. So everything already it's by the venue. We don't have to look for plates and all those things in order to help with catering. Then everything is already that's off our hands. We just say, okay, that's 5,000. Feed each player, 28 players. Feed them for the whole day. Give them maybe a lunch, a breakfast, or maybe a sandwich and fruit. You understand? Then again, lunch and a chocolate, maybe an energy, a water and a cold drink. Just to sustain them for the whole day.
So the catering, right? I think we will provide the menu as Port Solutions because we want to make sure that it's a very good, it's an athlete meal they need to be having. So we will definitely be able to provide the menu. And then I know my wife, who is like a head chef, she will be there just to help out or be able to give instruction or whatever the case is. So I definitely think I love your idea there. Yeah.
But you see, then again, another thing is if we're going to do the catering ourselves, that means then we're gonna actually attract more money because we have our budget for our players. 28, yes, we have to cater everything sorted for them. But then what about maybe let's say the 500 people that will be there on the day live? You understand? They'll want the Coke, they'll want the juice, they'll want, and that's where you actually make your money. Is from that.
I have an idea around that as well. I have a friend who actually does these high-end cocktail type drinks. So I want him to be there on the day. So the people who are VIPs, because we're gonna have, we will have sponsors on the day, or people whose brands will actually be a part of our event. I think we'll give them like one ticket each, and they'll be coming. And I have a friend who'll be able to deliver those sort of drinks for those people. So we don't want to use I don't want to say we don't want to use their bar. I just think their bar should be like a secondary option, especially because we have someone who can deliver a niche experience as well. Something that just elevates it by giving tailor-made cocktail drinks, and that it just looks beautiful. So I'm speaking to a friend of mine and we're going to leverage somehow there. So we'll have a discussion. But I think, especially when it comes to the bar, I would like to have my friend there. Maybe we can just use that person's liquor license. And if the people want Cokes and waters, whatever, they can buy from the bar. But when it comes to the cocktails and things which we want to serve, the people who are sponsoring, that I want that to be with him. Yeah.
Okay. And then, what did I want to ask you now? Okay, so we have our players, we have our teams, we have the venue. Okay. We know the time. So what if we say at least we're looking at 5 hours?
Yeah.
At 5 hours to hire the court. And for instance, as things stand now, I think they charge like about 400 an hour. If I can speak, maybe you never know, maybe they can bring it to 300. 350, 300. Okay. But let's just leave it at 400 for now.
Okay.
Until we finalize like the hours and stuff that we want to rent from them. So if you're looking at 5 hours, 4, 8, 12, 16, we're looking at 2,000 rand to rent the court for 5 hours.
Okay.
That's one field.
Yeah. Yeah, we only want one field. Yeah.
Yes.
And then is there lights? Are there lights there?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Very
because
bright.
I think we want a nighttime event. We want a nighttime event. The
we want to
should
run
be
it
like
from 4.
Yes. Throughout the evening. Yeah. So that a lot of people can join. Yeah.
Yes. Kickoff time, we're looking at 4. 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 4 to 9.
There we go. Oh, no,
Or
I don't know if is 9 possible. 9 should be possible, yeah, especially with COVID, because remember, COVID is still,
the period.
it's real,
Yes,
still real. So
yes.
we have to abide by those regulations as well.
10 o'clock is curfew.
Okay, so that gives us an hour to get home.
Yes. We
Okay,
just saying 4 to 9. It can end earlier
yeah,
or
okay,
it
power.
ends off at time. We only want to be there until 9.
Yeah.
So if the first game kicks off at 4,
Mhm.
1 hour gone, that's one game, will be 5. The next game kicks off 5:30. That game ends off 6:30. The next game will kick off at 7. That game ends 8. You see? So maybe we should start it earlier. Or are we looking for the intervals to be? How's our
Yeah,
interval?
we want to use those intervals. We have to use, because
Yes.
remember, it's a live event, so we want to give people like we must give them a chance to breathe. And I think the intervals will allow us to actually have good post-content production. So what that basically means is we want to be having interviews with the people who are there. We want to be sitting down with players who are there to experience the day. We want to have those intimate moments as well. So
We
those
want,
intervals is very important. Yeah,
okay.
very
So
important.
we want interviews, we want DJs, we want
Mhm.
performances. Maybe a freestyler, get one Aussie or somebody that's good with
Yes,
freestyling.
someone should come and perform. I have a performer, I have a music artist, someone who's just
Yes.
released his album on Spotify. He should be there and performing. Yeah.
That's why I said with the intervals, we're looking at interviews, we're looking at DJs performing sets, playing music for the people. You understand? We're looking at
Yeah.
performances like maybe like you say, your singers,
Yeah.
freestylers. We
Yeah.
also what we can also do for supporters,
Yeah.
we have like test your mic, test your mic competition where we say give 20 rand, right?
Yeah.
You pay a 20 rand, you put the ball on the other side of the goal, and you get one
Crossbar.
chance to hit the crossbar, or you get one chance to hit inside the pin, or we make holes where if you kick into that hole, there's a certain prize that, for
Yeah.
instance, if you say, maybe, for instance, the top prize is 500 rand for the day.
Hmm.
So we have a small hole, very difficult hole, where
Yeah.
you pay 20 rand. If you kick the ball in there, you get 500 rand.
Power. I love that. I love
You
that.
understand?
But when it comes to our fans, we're not going to have it open, right? So remember, the element of exclusivity is powerful. So the people who are there, the people who will participate in this challenge, um, maybe it should be as part of the sponsorship as well. So all the sponsors that are coming on board,
Yeah,
they have a ticket. That ticket should qualify them for full access to everything. So we don't
yeah,
even have to charge them to participate in that kick.
yeah,
It's part of the ticket. So they
yes,
at the halftime, whatever the case may be, we give them numbers out. Okay, cool. In interval 1, we're having kickers 1 to 5. In interval 2, we're having kickers 6 to 10, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And like, yeah, it's part. I love that idea though. Great, great, great stuff. So
And
okay, you have all of this down, right? I have it on.
yes,
I've written down what I need to write down. Okay, man. I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to suggest or ask, or can we shut this meeting down?
no, I think I'm okay, bro. I think everything is sorted down here. I like writing. Look at my page. Oh,
Hey, do your thing. That's your method. My method is something else.
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, oh yes, another thing that
Yeah,
I have down here, action
yeah.
shots. Vino
Action
Snap.
shot.
Vino Snap is another
Vino
guy.
snap.
You
Okay.
know Vino Snap?
I
I'm
know.
sure you
Yes,
see his
I
photos
know
on
Vino. Yeah,
all footballers and stuff
yeah,
like that. His
yeah,
following is huge, huge, huge.
yeah.
I can speak to him
Okay.
maybe like with the launching of everything, like with the players and stuff. Maybe we can on the evening where he can come on, or he can come at the venue
Okay.
when we're having like, before the event starts. Because before the event starts, I think we should have all the players like a training day. You understand? Where we slot them into their team so they know what team they play in. Not
Yeah.
on the day where they come and then it's gonna be too dear makar. They don't know each other's names, So I think before the event, we have like
Mhm.
a training day where we put all the players into their teams
Teams. Yeah.
so that they can have an understanding who's who. You
Okay.
understand? Just so
I
that
love
it's
that.
not too messy on the day, because
Yeah.
like we want it to be as professional as can be. They
Yeah.
eating with home up kit or whatever they have,
Yeah.
off, look smart, because that's what's gonna sell. As
Yes.
professional as it can be, that's how things sell. You
Yeah.
understand? So we don't want on the day one has a white skin, the other one has a blue skin on,
Mhm.
things that looks messy, especially on TV. You see everything, or like,
Yeah.
especially with live stream, you see all the messy things and stuff. We don't want that. We want you to come. If you have black, everybody has the same black, and it's common.
Oh,
You understand? Shorts is the
yeah.
same, socks is the same, professional or to the T as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So with Vino on the training day, we can bring him
Mm.
in, like you say, with the adverts and the stuff for people to take pictures or to play to come. Maybe we have like a poster where you stand there. It takes each one so that we can load it onto our system, the Pro Arena system.
Yeah.
Then also because of his following, remember
Yeah. It's gonna drive a lot of
in
traffic
South
to us.
Africa, in South Africa, all footballers, all aspiring footballers, even if you don't like football, all fans, supporters follows you. So with him, if he can promote it for us, I can ask
Yeah.
him. I say like, I'll just send him a message, maybe Instagram, saying, look here, this is what we're running, this is everything. We're looking for you to come on. Just take a few photos of the guys, just to make it realistic, more professional,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because that's how it is in football.
Yeah.
Players also want to see a top action shot of him kicking the ball, whatever
Yeah.
the case might be. You
Yeah.
understand? And then even like with him, I think he has over 30,000, 40,000 followers.
Mm.
His post reach on in an hour like 30,000 already. So if
Mm.
30,000 can see something that he posts in 1 hour regarding us, automatically they're gonna follow us. For instance, like with me,
Mm.
I think I was on a 3,000 some odd followers, and
Yeah.
then you captured a picture of me playing on the gravel with the skill
Yeah.
and the what. Bruh, I won't lie. In a day, over 500 followers immediately, just because of him. You understand? He's
Power.
tagging me on a
Yeah.
post at Choco Bonita essay. People is saying, hey, Choco Bonita is doing this. Who's Choco Bonita? Let me go into his
Mm.
profile. Let me see. Oh, now, okay, I see everything of Choco Bonita. Let's follow them.
Mm. Power.
You
I love
understand?
that.
You
I
already
love that,
seen.
bro.
So yeah. So with Vino, there's a few of them. There's Vino, there's Kelly Shots, there's a lot, but Vino, he's the one that attracts the most. So
So, okay, let me ask you this. Who do you have a relationship with?
I have a relationship with all of them, but it's not tight knitted. But
Mhm.
I'm a footballer. They know me. Who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to join into it, or just I'll
Oh,
just ask him. Just we don't even have to join. You don't even have to pay. Just post me on your Instagram, or just
mm,
post my thing on your Instagram. You're helping me out. He posts it. Everybody sees it. They follow me. They follow Pro Arena Sports. They follow you. They
mm,
see, hey, what's happening here? When is this? Hey, for the next time, I want to be involved in that.
mm. Oh, no, I love that. I love that too. I think I'm just going to have to think about a leverage opportunity there, but I already have a couple of them in my mind. For example, let's say we give him exclusive access to take photos for this event, the
Yes,
training day and the main event itself.
yes.
And then, like the players that are participating, they can begin to purchase those images from him.
Pictures from him. Definitely.
From him.
Even on the day, if if we can get, you see those printing pictures. But you take the photo, you print it now.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see that printing thing. If we can
yeah,
have something like that on the day there, where
yeah.
we say, okay, we take a picture, we put your picture on a A4 page firstly.
Mhm,
If you
mhm,
come and you say, hey, Yama, I want to purchase this, please, whether you want to purchase it to your Instagram, whether you want to purchase a hard copy, let's say,
mhm,
if you say you want to purchase it to Instagram, you say, okay, no, 20 rand. We take that picture, we forward it to your WhatsApp,
mhm.
wherever you want to
Done,
do it.
bro. Digital,
Go to
yeah.
your WhatsApp, give me your 20 rand.
Done.
28 players,
How?
take 5 pictures at 100 rand.
Mm.
You understand? Even for
Mm.
them, you must remember, we're going to pay them. Let's, for instance, say 2,000 rand on the day.
Mm.
If you see 20 pictures there of you and you want that pictures from us, we say, okay, fine, charge you 20 rand a picture. It's 400 rand for 20 pictures. We give you 1.5, we deduct that 400 rand from what we're supposed
Just
to give.
that, yeah. Mm. So I think before, let's not add any more ideas. I love that idea. I
Yeah,
think that's definitely something that we can take advantage of. But I think if
yes.
we can give that responsibility to
To
Vino, so
him,
let's say we tell Vino, because Vino is bringing us all of these followers. There's people now
everything.
buying or purchasing the tickets to
Yes,
access the live view. Maybe that sort of fee is his. And then we just take a commission off of that.
from it.
So let's
Yes,
say on the day, 28 players, there's 5,000 rand. We can take 10% of that 5,000. The rest he keeps, because
yeah,
it must be everyone must win here.
no,
Everyone that's involved must win. So I'm
definitely.
even
But
thinking about
if,
your, yeah, yeah.
if you look at it with Vino, we already he's gonna charge us a price for the day. So what he worked for us in that
Yeah.
day, what if he says, Toka, look, from 4 to 9, give me 4,000 rand to do my work, to do his work. We say,
Okay,
okay,
then we
cool, Vino,
recoup that.
we
Okay.
take that 4,000 rand, we give it to you. That's your work. What do you expect? What do we expect Vino to do? We expect it to take photos, upload the photos on maybe somewhere there we have a desktop where players can come and see, okay, that's me, I want that picture. You take that picture, you forward it to his WhatsApp. Write his name down. How many pictures did he take? That's all.
Mm.
At the end of the day, before we pay the player, we say, okay, for instance, Shoga Bonita, they took 20 pictures of you. I'm interested in 10. 10 pictures, 20 rand a picture. How much? 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 200 rand minus 200 rand from 2,000. We pay you 120. 200 rand goes into the photo, whatever box we call it, photo
Mm.
box, sits there. The next one sits there. Whatever we make in that photo box, take that, push it back into the company. That's what we make. You
Power.
understand? Whereas if you look at it, if we sell photos, for example, if we sell photos for 20,000 rand
Mm.
and we're taking 10% of 20,000 rand from Vino, he's going to gain more from things that
The selling of
we,
photos, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
whereas we hire him to work for us for the day, you understand,
Yeah.
paying him 5,000 rand, whatever is made on that day regarding photos, that's ours. We already
Mm.
paid him for doing his work. You can't also
Mm.
be paying money to someone wastefully. You understand? That's
Mm.
how we won't see our profit. So if we say, okay, we
Mm.
know 5,000 rand, we show you 5,000 rand from 4 to 9. Yes, everything is perfect. I'll be there. I'll take pictures. We'll display the pictures as is. Whatever is made, you don't even have to know. Whatever is made is the business money.
Mm.
You understand? That is
Oh.
also just pulling money back from things that we're giving to people, but
Mm.
also
But it's
then
coming
giving us
back to
money,
us.
like a
Yeah.
tax.
I love that, man. I love that. Okay, cool. Mr. Joker, I don't want to add any more ideas,
Yeah,
bro.
right, right.
Otherwise, we'll end up talking all day.
There
But I
you go.
think we have a good starting point. Get that idea of the football event down. See what your venue people are going to be speaking about. Maybe have a conversation with them. Tell me also with Mr. Vino, what is he saying? And then yes, I'll definitely give you feedback in terms of um, the airtime solution. I'll definitely give you feedback there, and then I'll also give you feedback on what's the other thing that I said? The campaign, the social media strategies. I'm going to give you
Yeah,
feedback so that it's step by step, so that it's just we can forward that information to the players that we are choosing. And
yeah,
then, yeah, I think we can have conversations via WhatsApp as well, just to keep tabs on one another. But I think something that I want you to please think about So I've given you my window that I need. I need 3 weeks, bro. 3 weeks for consistent marketing. What date are we then going to choose? So you need to come up with that. Don't answer me now. Think about it. Think about all of the things that you need to think about. Season. Think about, is it football season? If it's not football season, also think about what's happening on that specific day. Because if it's a World Cup, hey, dude, we're not going to win. We're not going to win. So make sure that the date that you are choosing it's a good date. It must be a good date. And then
Must
also
be-
like give me reasons for why it's a good date. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
August,
power. And then also, yeah,
like for instance, we wanted to have it in August, right?
yeah. I'm thinking
Initially,
Friday, a Friday night, a
yes, a
Friday
Friday
afternoon
night.
tonight. Yeah.
Yes, that's a perfect day. Friday evening.
Mm.
But then again, when would we like it? The thing is, it will be nice if there's no lockdown and like with the people, like what they say, 100 people in an open space and 50
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
If we can do it at least when the lockdowns restriction is a bit better, maybe like a level 1 or level 2 where we can have people there and have people on stream.
So the thing is, right, if we wait for conditions to be perfect, it might never
Oh,
happen.
definitely.
So what happens if they tell us, no, we're only going to lockdown next year? That
Yeah,
means we can only have the event next year.
next year.
So I think that's great. That's great. It's good to have live audiences there because the name of Pro Arena, if I can just give you some backdrop there, the actual idea is to facilitate events like this in an arena setting. So where
Okay.
there's even a covered area. So people are
Yes.
coming, there's covered areas we're gonna have. Sure, dude. The vision behind what we're trying to do is so big.
Mm.
So I think what's important for us now is to start. Let's just start. Let's action this thing. Let's see what happens. Because this
Yes,
might not work. I don't know. But it might work
definitely.
beautifully. Right. But
Mm.
either way, we would have been a lot further than where we could have been if we waited. So
Yes.
I'm saying let's action this thing, bro. Let's
Yeah,
action,
let's
execute,
start
and see
and
what
see
happens.
what we need to do for the next time we do it.
There we go. Perfect. Because this is not a one-time thing. I'm not telling you, Mr.
Yeah.
Jose, we did it sharp. No, I'm saying, okay, dude, I told you about 3 years down. I told you there's a longer plan, 5 to 10
Yeah.
years down. Let's build something that can actually last forever. How
Okay.
about that? There you go. But okay, man, I have to prep. I have another meeting.
No, it's right, bro.
I have another meeting, so I have to go
The
and
30
prep.
minutes went for 2 hours. Bro. You can talk.
I don't know. It was about an hour that we were busy. About an hour,
Yeah.
just over an hour. But okay, bro.